Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." In this video, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating psychological ideas, the shadow self, and how it relates to the modern concept of the Sigma male. This isn't just theory. If you've ever felt misunderstood, alienated, or like you're walking your own path outside the pack, then this connection between Jung's psychology and the Sigma archetype might give you insights into your own inner world. Jung described the shadow as the hidden, repressed, or denied parts of ourselves. These aren't always negative traits. They can even be positive strengths we're afraid to show. The shadow forms because society, family, and culture teach us what's acceptable. Everything else, whether it's anger, ambition, sexuality, vulnerability, or creativity, often gets buried. But repressed doesn't mean gone. Pause. It leaks out in our behaviors, our projections, and sometimes in our self-sabotage. Here's a personal-level example. Imagine a kid who grew up being told never to cry. Every time he felt hurt, he forced himself to bury it. On the surface, he seems tough, but later in life, he might find himself exploding in anger at small things or completely shutting down in relationships. That's the shadow at work. Or think about someone who was always told to be humble and never brag. Their ambition, their drive, their hunger to achieve might get buried in the shadow. As an adult, they might feel resentment toward others, who chase their goals openly because deep down they wish they had the courage to do the same. The key insight is this: the shadow self is not evil. It is simply unknown. Now let's look at the Sigma male. The Sigma male is often described as a lone wolf, someone who rejects traditional dominance hierarchies. Unlike the alpha who leads the pack or the beta who follows, the Sigma walks his own path. He thrives on independence, self-sufficiency, and personal mastery. Many describe the Sigma as mysterious, unpredictable, and hard to control because he doesn't conform to societal expectations. Here's the twist. The Sigma mindset is deeply tied to Jung's shadow. Why? Because rejecting society's hierarchy often requires facing, embracing, and integrating the hidden parts of oneself. The Sigma male cannot thrive unless he knows who he really is, both the light and the dark. Think of it like this. The alpha male gets his power by being seen. The Sigma male gets his power by being unseen, because he's already wrestled with the parts of himself that others are still hiding from. This is where shadow work comes in. Independence comes from shadow integration. A Sigma doesn't rely on approval from others. But to achieve this, he must confront his shadow, his fears of rejection, his anger, his desires. By owning these parts, he gains inner freedom. People call Sigmas mysterious, but what they're sensing is a man who has confronted his own depths. He's not afraid of what lies beneath, so he doesn't have to project false identities. Jung once said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." A Sigma's quiet strength comes from integrating darkness, not ignoring it. He knows his flaws, his impulses, and his hidden drives, so they can't control him. Here's an exercise. Think about a trait you judge harshly in others. Maybe arrogance, laziness, or dishonesty. Ask yourself, where might that trait live inside me? Often, our shadow is revealed in the things we dislike most in others. Another exercise. Pay attention to your daydreams and fantasies. Do you imagine yourself more powerful, more admired, more reckless? Those visions may be whispers from your shadow showing you sides of yourself you've hidden away. So how do you do shadow work as a Sigma? Start with self-reflection journaling. Write down moments that trigger strong emotions and ask why. Pay attention to your dreams. Jung believed dreams reveal the shadow, so record them and look for recurring themes. Use creative outlets, art, writing, even physical training, to let shadow energy express safely. Practice radical honesty by admitting your hidden motives to yourself without judgment. Here's a deeper practice. Try what's called the mirror exercise. Look at yourself in the mirror and speak out loud the traits you usually hide. Say, I am jealous sometimes. I am selfish sometimes. I crave power. Saying it doesn't make it dominate you, it frees you from denying it. For the Sigma, shadow work is not optional. Without it, independence becomes isolation. With it, solitude becomes strength. To walk the Sigma path means embracing both the light and the dark within. Jung's shadow isn't an enemy to destroy. It's a part of you waiting to be acknowledged. The men who stand apart, who refuse to be controlled, who create their own rules, are often the ones who have gone to war within themselves and come out stronger. So ask yourself, what parts of me have I been hiding? What am I ready to face? Your shadow isn't your weakness. It's your greatest untapped strength. And here's the final takeaway. Being Sigma isn't about rejecting people just for the sake of it. It's about rejecting the roles society tries to force on you because you've chosen to build your identity from the inside out. The shadow self is the foundation of that inner identity. Integrate your shadow, and you don't just become stronger, you become whole.